All right. So, welcome. We back again, once again, time and time again, my friends. And it is Tuesday, January the 24th. And we do these live streams every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday in between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So anywhere in between that hour, I will start this live stream, and it's just a place for you to come kick it, hang out, talk some things trading, get some questions answered, and get a possible trade opportunity for the next coming days by just understanding the direction and how I'm going about it. So if you are not subscribed, make sure you do hit the subscribe button and turn the post notifications on. That way you get updated anytime I do a live stream like this or post any educational content on this channel. And then as well, make sure you drop a thumbs up for the consistency. We don't miss the days. We go ahead and do what we say we're going to do. We're going to be here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So guess what? We're here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. But let's get right into it. First off, we start off with XAU USD. It's been pushing to the upside very aggressively on the monthly time frame. Now, if we do look at the weekly and we drop down to the weekly, we can see we are starting to get a little slow momentum. We are very overextended from a weekly time frame perspective. If we could get a retracement and back down to some of these levels, could be a possible situation where we see more continuation just from a weekly standpoint. But if we look at the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, you can see we are starting to creep above these highs, starting to fail to break above these highs. If we really just take a look at the resistance area, which is right around in here, we can see we're not breaking out aggressively yet. If we do get an impulse out of this area, if we get a retracement back down to some of these logical places, there could be a possibility for a continuation to the upside. Now we got XAG USD on the monthly time frame starting the retracement. We did have a move to the upside, breaking several levels of structure from a monthly time frame perspective, but as we know, the market can't go in one direction forever. We do have a situation where we have a left shoulder here, we have a head down in here, we have a right shoulder, which could provide the opportunity for this market to make some more moves to the upside. Now that is from a monthly time frame perspective. So if we drop down to the weekly, we can see that we are still right around this weekly was resistance, now turned support right around this area. So until we break and start to make moves down below this area, we are still in a bullish market. Now if we do look at the daily time frame, you can see we've identified this level for a while now, that this is structure support, structure resistance. The market is kind of trapped in between these areas. Now we did have the most common pattern in the market, which we did point out on the last live stream. There was an opportunity where this market could make a move to the downside, just nice and easy, create a lower low. But from then we did get rejected from the lows and did not close below the low. So we did tap below the low but not close below the low, and then we started to see a little pullback where there could be a situation of the buyers stepping in. So just being a little more patient, as we've said, wait for a breakout to either side, which would provide probably a continuation to that side. So just want to have the best probabilities when trading, putting yourself in the best positions. And even if that is not taking a trade, now we can drop down to XBT USD on the monthly time frame. You can see we extended to the upside, and once again we have a situation where we have left shoulder, head. We could see right shoulder all in this area, but that is from a monthly time frame perspective. If we drop down to the weekly though, on the weekly you can see we did come into previous structure resistance that should act as support, and from there we're starting to see a move to the upside. Now we could see the continuation to the upside from here, but if we drop down to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, what we are in is just a nice and easy situation for the market to go ahead and continue to the downside, because we made this M pattern and broke below, came back, retested the neckline, which is a pattern that completes 80 to 90% of the time. If you would like to learn how to take advantage of this pattern and learn a strategy around that, you can go ahead and click the link in the description. It'll take you right over to my course, to the university and the program, and you can get locked in over there. But we do have this move to the upside, but if we look at it from a daily time frame perspective, it's just a nice and easy TMCP, the most common pattern in the market. Break below structure, come back, retest previous structure for more continuation in that direction. So a little bit, and then as well we also have a little bit of this left shoulder where we have the head, and we could see this area be used as the right shoulder for more continuation to the downside. So just want to kind of stay patient on this pair. Not too many time frames lining up correctly, so best thing to do is just let the market show you what it wants to do, and then come back and take advantage when it does. So here we have US oil. Now we did break below some structure. We found a little support right in here where we did find a double bottom. Started to see the move to the upside. Now if we drop to the weekly, we're starting to see that last week we did break above some structure, started to close above some structure, but we're getting the retracement now. So we found some support all around in this area. We're starting to come back. This is the most logical place the market should come into. Previous structure resistance over here should act as resistance one more time. And then if we do drop down to the daily time frame, you can see on the daily we've just been creeping to the upside, as pointed out before. Just moving to the upside, breaking structure, creating structure, breaking structure, creating structure. Not until we break back down below some of these lows could we start to look for possible sales, because then we'll be bearish on the daily time frame. So just kind of waiting for the reaction that we get right around this area, whether it wants to break or reject. Could be a possible opportunity later on in the week. Now we can slide to the Forex market. Euro USD on the monthly time frame pushing to the upside quite aggressively. On the weekly time frame pushing to the upside, but it looks as if we are starting to find some resistance, slowing the momentum down to the upside, which is perfect. We can't move in one direction forever. Then if we look at the daily time frame, you can see we just had a nice and easy TMCP coming out of there to complete that. Created a higher high. That is the pattern complete. And then from here, if we do get a further continuation to the upside and a retracement, we could look for more continuation to the upside, but we might see a situation where the market comes back and retests some of these lows before making a move to the upside. GBP USD on the monthly pushing to the upside quite aggressively as well. On the weekly did find a little bit of resistance though, but we are still above some weekly resistance. So we are still above some of these areas right around in here. Previous structure resistance should be support. And then if we do drop down to the daily time frame, you can see that we are finding support right around that level, almost to the T, retesting previous structure resistance in this immediate time frame, now being used as support. So it'd be nice to see if this market does start to create a move to the upside. Could be a situation where you start to see a move to the upside, and then even though we have been rejected from these highs, it could be a probability situation where it just makes sense to go ahead and take it. Probably will be risk-free before market reaches the highs anyway, so could be looking out for that. And then we have AUD USD on the monthly time frame pushing to the upside as well. On the weekly time frame, did find a bit of resistance, but starting to break above that right now. And then if we look at the daily time frame, you can see we did point out that this was the level that we wanted to see the market break above before coming back for a retracement for more continuations to the upside. Now we have USD CAD monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, we do have a break above structure coming back for a retesting previous structure resistance, now being used as support. Starting to get a little bit of complex correction. You want to see the market start to make a move to the upside, but we do still have some days, about a week left in this month before this monthly candle closes. It'd be interesting to see how that does close. We are right around some structure support, previous structure resistance, and now turn support right around this area. We are sitting right around there on the weekly time frame. And then if we do drop down to the daily time frame, you can see we are starting to find a level of resistance right around in here. We could see a situation where we get a bounce out of here, and then we start to see the move to the upside. But if all else fails, we could see a breakdown below, which could set us up for a nice and easy continuation to the downside as well. NZD USD monthly time frame pushing to the upside on the monthly. On the weekly, you can see that we did start to make a move to the upside starting this week. We're starting to get this push, and then on the daily, you can see that we did highlight this area as this red line was previous structure resistance. Want to see a nice and clean break above that. If we do start to get the retracement and come back and retest some logical areas, it would be a great setup to look for the continuation to the upside. USD CHF monthly time frame pushing to the downside quite aggressively. Could expect more continuations. On the weekly though, we are below some weekly structure, so we have weekly structure support right around in here that we are trapped below. And then on the daily time frame, you can see that we are setting up nicely for a continuation to the downside, as we have a nice and easy TMCP1 setting up, break below structure, come back, retest and structure. If we do see what looks like to be the start of the next impulse to the downside, this could be a good opportunity going into tomorrow. USD JPY on the monthly time frame pushing to the downside quite aggressively, finding a level of support at previous support. And then if we look at the weekly, you can see we are still below some weekly support that should act as resistance right around now, and is acting as resistance right around this area. So we have the break below some support, coming back to retest it. It is starting to act as resistance right here. And then if we look at the daily time frame, you can see we have a nice and easy break below structure. We have some sort of complex correction where we could see the possible continuation to the downside going into tomorrow. And then we can slide down to BTC USD on the monthly time frame, keeping it short and simple like we always do. We have previous structure resistance that over in here should act as support. So we have all this area. I've pointed this out in previous live streams as well. We are starting to find what looks like to be a little bit of monthly support. Now we are starting to break some levels of structure. This could be what we'd like to see as far as Bitcoin becoming alive, waking back up. On the weekly time frame, we are quite extended to the upside where we have a few levels. More importantly, we want to see the market come back and retest at least to the 382 of the overall impulse. So previous structure resistance right around in here should be acting as support if retested, where we could see a possible continuation to the upside and then dropping down to the daily time frame as well. You can see that we do have quite a bit of an impulse pushing to the upside. If we do start to see some sort of retracement back down in this area, and then the start of what looks like to be the next impulse, we could see a possible continuation for a TMCP1 on this market. Now, that pretty much sums it up. I don't have too much to go over. If you do have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Feel free. If you want me to go over any pairs we did not go over yet, feel free to drop them in. We can hit those real quick. But if not, I'm going to go ahead and slide up out of here. Give y'all a little minute. All right, I don't see too much activity. So I can just only assume everybody's straight. And with that, I hope you all are having a profitable day on and off the charts. And until next time.